Hey guys. There's been some more drama. We got to talk about it. We have feelings. We need to process things. He said, she said, truth lies in the middle. We're all just gonna talk about it, figure it out. It's a lot to say. Popped off this week a little bit. I was actually surprised. I didn't see it coming, but I wasn't mad about it. I've been waiting to hear about some of these things.
Starting with the Jemmye, Tori, Jordan situation.
Yeah.
This is the big been talking about Jordan and Tori like last week, and then randomly, like a day or two later, Jemmye puts out a video for pay. That's important. I think it's like $5 on Patreon.
So I'm just gonna say that I'm very powerful. I manifested that, and I'm gonna take full credit for that. So I would like a cut, Jemmye, but that's okay. No, for real. It's like I brought it up, and the breakup was like a year ago. Like Tori said, they've been broken up for a year. There was a lot that's happened. It's been quiet for the most part about that for a good like 6 months. Pretty much since Double Agents had their reunion and everything, it kind of died down. People were like not talking about it anymore. And then I bring it up, and then we get it all. They finally talk. So Jemmye said, I'm going to go make some money. I'm going to spill some tea, whatever. She claims they're facts. Jordan and Tori claim they're not.
Yeah. So Jordan had a conversation with Jemmye not too long ago about the whole situation, but Jemmye's video on Patreon takes a lot of creative liberties on some of the stuff that they were discussing.
Okay. All of this is allegedly, because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm inclined to believe Tori and Jordan, but I also do know that they are the type of people that kept their breakup private, don't really talk about stuff, would probably, even if they're not cool with each other like that anymore, would still kind of want to protect each other.
Yeah.
So co-sign each other's stuff. And then also like Jordan or Tori were saying, like, Jordan was probably like, when he's having that conversation, he's probably a little heated. Like he might have said it more negatively where Jemmye could take
over exaggerated some things.
Because when you're mad, like maybe something, whatever. And then just also, I just do feel like it is true. There is his side, her side, and the truth. So allegedly, but for what we have seen, what we can go off of, we are leaning towards the truth being the receipts that we've seen from Tori and Jordan corroborating stories, dates, times. Yes.
So we're going to put in the Jemmye clips from her Patreon.
Look Jordan straight in the eye, and I said, were you on a Ross and Rachel break? Anyone that knows Friends knows that Ross and Rachel were on a break, so Ross did not cheat. And Jordan said, no, we were not on a Ross and Rachel break. We were very much together. The engagement ring was on her finger. Okay, so y'all are taking time apart, but it's not a break. What happened next? And he said he found out that she was in Turks with Fessy at the exact moment the rest of us found out, when all those pictures surfaced. I find it funny, and this is how I'm petty and messy for this, and I take full responsibility. Y'all, she's not just on vacation with any man. She's on vacation with one of their mutual co-workers, the co-worker that took Jordan out on Total Madness. So Jordan's last appearance on television is literally getting eliminated by Fessy. And now Tori is having like strawberry daiquiris with Fessy in Turks when Jordan thinks she's in Jersey, like running errands on a random Tuesday. Fessy later claims that Tori flew him out. Fessy didn't invite Tori on the vacation. She invited him. Anissa confirmed it on their podcast. Did Anissa not say that she was supposed to go to Turks with Tori? She couldn't go, so then Fessy stepped in. I don't think you should be going on vacations when you're still in a relationship. Your fiance thinks you're in New Jersey and you're getting, you're not getting flued out. You're flying the dudes out. Like, y'all, this is a little messy and it's complicated, and Jordan is pissed. And Jordan says that she immediately returned from vacation, tells him like it was a mistake to go on vacation with Fessy. Like, I want to work on us. And Jordan was like, I need you to get the fuck out of my house. Scammy, but like respectable. I also think this is what makes Tori a huge opportunist, but like being an opportunist isn't a bad thing. Just own it, sis. So she gets what she wants and she's gonna leave Jordan's house. But you know, moving across country ain't cheap. She's not really gonna get out of Jordan's house and take her things unless he pays her $5,000. Yes, you heard it here. This woman who was just in Turks, like busting it open with Fessy, like drinking all the pina coladas on the, you know, on the beach, now wants Jordan to pay her to evacuate his home with all the things that she's taking. Girl, stop writing children's books and write a book on how to finesse a man once you cheated on him, because like Jordan agrees to pay her $5,000 to exit left. I looked Jordan between the eye and I was like, you're a dum-dum.
And then in terms of the reactions, I believe within the same day, Tori went live on Instagram and Jordan went live a few hours later.
Okay, so I'm just coming on here to clear the air. Obviously, there was a video put out on Patreon by Jemmye, and she decided that she wanted to air out what happened between me and Jordan in the breakup a year ago, but I feel like it's fair that I just come on here and just give you guys exact dates because there was absolutely no cheating involved. Jordan knows that. Me and Jordan just talked before I got on this call. I just wanted the green light from him that I could come and do this because we really haven't talked about this stuff publicly. So he was like, I understand why you want to go speak your truth. Like, he vouches for me completely. I could fucking screenshot these text messages if I want, but there's still a part of me that wants to honor the fact that we don't want to expose every little ounce and piece of what happened in our relationship. So here it goes. Jordan broke up with me on October 6th. I know this because of a post on my Instagram where I'm sitting on a beach and there's a flower as the caption bent over, and I got picked up by my friend Dana that day because I was devastated. But Jordan broke up with me on that day. I had just come home from filming Double Agents. I was a wreck. We weren't doing well before Double Agents. We thought that maybe this space would help us. It didn't. So I come home. We break up very shortly after that. My friend Dana picks me up on October 6th. I stay with her. I fly back to go see my mom. I stay there for 2 weeks. I am a fucking mess. I'm sitting on the couch. I don't know how to handle this. Like, are we going to talk about it publicly? We were very much broken up. Jordan and I had a conversation in the kitchen. I remember his face and I was like, are we breaking up? Are we seeing other people? Like, are we going to start doing that? And he was like, yes. I was like, okay. Whether or not, like, no, like that's just the truth. So yeah, I come home, I stay with my mom. I had to go back out to LA to move all my shit. And I had a trip planned out there with a bunch of my friends who were going to come hang out with me after the filming of Double Agents. We had a trip in Malibu. I fly back out there. This all happens like the second week of October. And by November 1st, I was moved back in with my mom completely. So I wasn't in LA at all when I went to Turks and Caicos with Fessy. That was after the fact. I just want to get that very straightforward and cleared up. There was absolutely no cheating involved, and I think it's really fucked up that that's being spread. And Jordan even knows that's not true. I have a text message just to prove it. We just talked about it before I came on here. So I come home. We publicly announced the breakup November 27th. I had to look up the dates of when it was on my Instagram because we had to do an ad with this company called Fanbox. So we still had to finish out a contract that we had together, and we still had to post that we were selling these fan boxes. So we had broken up before the fan boxes. We agreed that we were just going to keep that quiet so that we could finish out our contract, which was what both of us agreed to. This was when I was out in Malibu and we took those pictures with that box. Shout out to everybody who bought the box. And then I go home after that trip. Well, Jordan actually goes to go do a race, and he did a marathon or a triathlon. I forget exactly which one it was. And at that point in time, when he had gone home, that's when it was my time to clean and get everything out of the house. Jordan did not pay me to leave. I furnished the apartment completely. There was a $2,000 couch in there. The TV was mine. It was a huge TV. I paid for the bed. There's a $500 circle mirror on the wall. There's so much shit in that house that is mine, and I paid for it myself. So Jordan agreed that he would cover the cost of that. He paid me $3,000 to cover all of the furniture that he was going to keep. It wasn't like, oh, let me pay Tori to go home. I just got out of the shower. I don't feel like brushing my hair, guys. I'm not even in the mood to do this. I'm just so tired, so I'm going to come on here and clear the air about it all. So anyway, then I go home, and then me and Fessy go on this trip, and I have the thing pulled up right here. We go on this trip the 3rd of December. Jordan and I broke up October 6th. I was in Turks and Caicos, and I was already moved home by then. I was in Turks and Caicos by December 3rd. You can see it right there. So my thing is, you guys can, anybody, and Jordan can feel especially upset with me for how I handled the breakup. You can be mad at me for that. You guys can think, wow, Tori handled that really shitty. I get that. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of those moments that I've had. But I never cheated on Jordan, and I handled the breakup very poorly. And it's what cost us our friendship. I think that Jordan and I could have had a great friendship going forward, but because I was just like handling it so poorly, didn't really give a fuck, was looking for anything to make myself feel better, was rebounding here, was doing this there. Like, I was just so upset. I didn't really know how to handle it. So that's what happened. And I mean, there's so many other things I can address in this video that Jemmye put on Patreon, but I just find it really interesting that her main point is that I'm an opportunist when she is somebody who literally is using a relationship that was very difficult to recover from. Both me and Jordan suffered from it, and decided to sell it on her Patreon. So it's the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen. If you're going to call me an opportunist, then you should absolutely be calling yourself that, because you're making money off of my breakup. You're profiting off of our tragedy. Yeah, so I am sad that I even have to come on here and talk about it. I want this to be over. Like, me and Jordan aren't together anymore. It was really hard to go through. How it was handled was not okay. I take full responsibility from that. Nobody has to like me for it. But I think that those dates are very important. And there's a bunch of other shit that I could clear up too. Like, but what's the fucking point? Like, people are going to say what they're going to say about me at this point in time. I don't want to go around that I cheated on Jordan, because that never happened.
Jordan went live a few hours later.
Yeah.
And Tori just kind of laid out the timeline of everything, saying like, even though it may have been shady, the timing of me and Fessy, we were broken up before we went to Turks and Caicos. And
yeah.
But whatever happened on Double Agents between them, that's still kind of, we just have to go off of what Tori has said.
And what they're saying is there was no actual physical cheating.
And Jordan just said it was just very shady. It wasn't necessarily cheating. Jemmye basically was calling Tori an opportunist, saying like she's
hungry,
trying to get money from Jordan, which wasn't all the way true. Jordan basically was reimbursing Tori for furniture she didn't want to move out of his house.
Yeah, and they came to a mutual agreement. Maybe they came to an agreement, but he was slightly irritated about that, but he ended up being okay with it. So that's why Jemmye took it as, oh, he was like, here, just take this money and go. Because maybe that was sort of said in anger, but that's not what the situation was. She was not paid to leave. It was not like that at all. Like, the way Jemmye made it sound was so far, and she exaggerated. She said 5,000, they're saying 3,000.
Yeah.
That's a $2,000 difference.
I know, that's almost like double the amount of money, but
yeah.
Jemmye kind of responded afterwards, because I'm sure she got a lot of shit after Jordan and Tori both basically corroborated each other's story. Yeah. Tori ended up posting some text messages. If I can find it, I'll put it in here, but basically saying like, there wasn't any cheating. She was saying to Jordan, and Jordan was like, yeah, no, there wasn't. So like, whatever you need to say, go ahead and say it. This is before she went live.
Yeah.
And then she showed, the tickets for Turks and Caicos. I think because Double Agents wrapped before stuff was already getting out, people were kind of confused on like,
yeah, I think people take a liberty of deciding this happened then and then, not realizing exactly how filming can go.
Well, also
this is tea to me. I did not know that technically Jordan broke up with her, and it was in October.
That, and also they technically stayed together for a sponsorship they had later, which may have also confused some people on when exactly they broke up.
They had a contract to fulfill. They agreed, we're not going to like screw this up. We already agreed to do this. We're going to do this. And then after that, we are permanently going our separate ways. So I think that's why they didn't announce their breakup initially when it happened. And then they posted that. So then it really made people think X, Y, and Z. And my thing was, I get you not wanting everyone to know your business. And I get you just being like, we're not going to be messy. We're just going to let people know we're not together. That's it. We'll go our separate ways. But because that's how they broke up and the timeline looked weird because of the contract, because of the filming, because of what double agents showed on the show, like the way they tried to spin it a little bit, like it just put Tori in this light that like she's admitting things were shady, but it made it look a lot worse, and it allowed people
to fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, when things were airing, I did feel as though, like, I didn't know that, I wasn't aware of everything because it was my first challenge season. So like filling in all the information that I had when I first watched it, it makes sense on why people were speculating that it was because of Fessy. But yeah. Jordan straight up said on live, like, it wasn't because of that. It could be, you know, that could be part of it.
Yeah,
but
like
it sounded like they broke up for other reasons.
It sounded like he broke up with her for other reasons that didn't help any situation. Like they're probably already about to break up, and then he saw that and he was just sort of like, I'm good. Like, I want to move on. And it's the way Tori's making it sound, and Jordan is corroborating, you know, is that basically he broke up with her and she was very upset and she was hurt and she was doing what a lot of us do, is sort of rebound. You know, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. Like, it's messy. It's not really good emotionally to try to move on when you're not moved on, but it's very common. But I think that's what Tori is saying, is basically like she was devastated. And then Jemmye's trying to paint it like she's an opportunist, and she kind of like realized like, oh, I don't want to be with Fessy, so now I want to be with Jordan. Jordan was like, I'm done with you. And I just don't think that was the case. I think it was the way Tori's describing it is a very typical like girl being heartbroken. Mm-hmm. A girl that's social. She's very social. She's gonna go out.
Mentioned that the trip to Turks and Caicos with Fessy was beginning of December, so they had already been broken up since October.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a week later. It wasn't a month later. It was like a minute later. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a year later, but you know, it was enough time. Let's be realistic.
Yeah. Just kind of like the last thing that I think was said on that was just Jemmye saying like, I have no problem admitting like I'm monetizing this because like I'm saying what I was told, like I'm giving people like
they want to hear
some content on Patreon, like I have no problem admitting that. And then she's basically implying like Tori should just do the same, which was just weird because it's like you call her like money hungry and like you're profiting off of like people paying to see basically like an exaggeration of a situation on Patreon.
Like, it would be different if she was closer with one of them, like,
or if it involved her. That's another thing. Like Tori and Jordan went live on Instagram. They didn't like put it behind a paywall like Jemmye did. It just makes her look bad.
It does look bad, but I'm also like, Jemmye's one of the few people that goes on YouTube, has a Patreon, and is like willing to share some behind the scenes stuff. Is maybe now we're finding out a lot of it maybe exaggerated or a lie. Yeah, but would we have ever found out what actually happened with Tori and Jordan if she didn't speak up? Doesn't seem like it. And I'm not saying it's really our business, but I've been wondering. So now that made them finally tell the truth, and whatever. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I like to hear the behind the scenes stuff, so I appreciate someone that's willing to be messy. I don't love that it seems like a lot of it was a lie. I would rather it be like maybe one thing exaggerated, you know what I mean? But like you're telling something, because I want to know the real tea.
It could also just be Jordan trying to cover looking bad, talking about Tori. We don't know exactly. That's why it's like
alleged.
All alleged.
That's why I say the truth is somewhere in the middle. I don't think Jemmye's the truth, but I'm not so sure that Tori and Jordan are willing to
share exact details. So they're kind of keeping it like
probably messier than they want to show, which I understandable, but it's like
I will say Tori seemed the most composed and most like snappy with like how she was laying things out. But it's probably just because she was kind of forced to in a way by Jemmye. She was quick to respond. I'm pretty sure it was within the same day. Like Jemmye had posted like sometime like early in the morning or like afternoon, and Tori was on Instagram Live like afternoon as well. So that's that situation.
That's that tea. If anything more happens, we will update. Sounds like it's probably gonna die out after this. You know what I mean? Like
Jemmye will probably get into hot water for talking about someone else, but
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think it'll move on, and now we kind of have the story that we're gonna get. But yeah, that was a lot. I've been waiting to hear it. I take full credit that it happened. I manifested that. But yeah.
Well, I also was bringing up Jordan and Tori a lot, but not necessarily like knowing their relationship. Like that was all you.
That was me being messy.
So then we move on to something that's not as like huge, but I just thought was kind of entertaining, including a past Big Brother house guest, Natalie, with Amanda, Natalie
was on the challenge a couple seasons as well.
Yeah, she's been on seasons with Polly, you know, like I don't know how I feel about Natalie, but
relationship with Johnny.
Yeah. She said on an Instagram story, should I go public with my challenge hookup with a poll? And then she posted a picture of her and someone else, I don't know, with Fessy, but the face is blocked out. But if you have seen the picture, like
you're like
use context clues, it's Fessy.
Yeah.
Amanda went on Twitter and tweeted, "It's old news, y'all."
Because people were like, what? Like it made it look messy. And Amanda's like, listen,
this was a while ago.
I already knew this. Fessy is messy, and I'm choosing to mess with him. I do know these things, and I'm inclined to believe her. I do believe her on this, and I'm on Amanda's side on this, which is weird.
And then
because she needs to just go focus on her son and not mess with someone like Fessy, who I don't think they're gonna last.
Yeah, let me get through this whole exchange because it's kind of a lot. But Natalie said, my thing is people point fingers where they shouldn't be pointing. Maybe point those fingers at the person you trusted who is acting single behind your back so much no one knew you were in the picture. I'm a girl's girl, not a homewrecker. If I knew the truth, nothing would have happened. And Amanda said, LOL sis, here's the messages we exchanged where I'm clearly not pointing the fingers at you. You called me and we had a good conversation. Obviously so, because you follow me on IG and comment love on my pics. You said you didn't want any drama and neither did I. So what's changed? She posted screenshots of their conversation where Amanda's telling the truth.
Yeah. Got receipts, people.
And then Natalie said people online have been saying stuff, so I stated the truth to clear the air. It ain't that serious. I told you what happened on the phone. You're pressed because I spoke about it as well. First Amendment. LOL, who's pressed? Talk about it all you want, but don't try and act like I'm mad at you for it when I'm not. Weirdo. Natalie said, then why are you getting on the timeline trashing me, liking tweets of people trashing me? I've kept it 100 with you. No fake shit on my end, but I'm going to make a statement if I see you liking bad shit about me. And then Amanda said, oh yeah, because the challenge released the exes video. Listen, girl, I don't need any fake drama, so try it with someone else. I never had a problem with you and still don't. Get a call back on someone else's account, LOL. Also, take note, like I said, old news. So for once, I'm on Amanda's side where Natalie is bringing it up on her own volition, which like you have the right to do, but then when people start calling you out for stuff or like embellishing things or just bringing it up when it's not like really necessary, to then like backpedal and be like, why are you trashing me, like whatever, like it's just giving attention and like giving I want to be on exes.
you can't like cause an issue and then play victim about the issue that you chose to cause.
Yeah, and considering the rumors of there being an X's 3 season,
it
giving
makes sense. I want to be on it. So let me talk about all the people I hooked up with that are on the show that get called back so I can get a call back. Let me cause drama with Amanda online because then we can both be on the show so I can get back on the show. Like, I don't know if like she doesn't get callbacks anymore or if she chose to walk away for a little bit. Maybe she regrets it, or maybe, yeah, she doesn't get callbacks and she wants it. I don't know, but it's giving opportunist. There's an opportunist, Jemmye. There is acting like an opportunist.
Well, also, I will say just both of these situations seem very convenient considering the rumors of X's 3.
That is our next little tidbit of drama, is that it's going around that there's going to be an X's season. And oh my God, please.
Hopefully, because I will say coming into it new, these like agent seasons, I don't like them. They're not a theme. There's no theme here. It's just like the general like feel of like the set and like how they discuss things.
I want the like petty drama, the stuff that like you don't think they're gonna do. You don't think people are gonna agree, that literally hate each other to come on the show, and then they do. Like, that's happened before, and it's great TV, and it's just like, I want that. We need that. MTV, you need to do that. I'm also like, my conspiracy, allegedly, I don't know, my brain working is, could all of these people that are speaking out like this and causing all this drama between each other, did they all have an agreement to fake this drama to hype up the show? Because I do not think, I haven't looked into it, but I do not think the regular challenge that is on MTV, not All Stars on Paramount Plus, these last couple of seasons have given them as much viewership as they were getting. So maybe they need to really hype up and bring in something new. And it's either these people wanting to get on the show or an agreement of like, we need to create fake drama to bring traffic to the show. And we're all
just bringing up old drama of like, there may have already been pre-casted and they're like, you need to start like bringing up this stuff again so people get.
Because I do not put it past any of these reality people, competition show regardless, to not even like they could be great friends and pretend to hate each other because it's making us both money, and this is what production wants. This is how we both stay on the show. This is how we make money. MTV's happy. I get my like, fine. Like, my real life people know that I'm not a villain, but I'll play the villain for TV. Like, the audience can like hate watch me because it's working. I do not put it past these people. Although it seemed real, you have to remember that a lot of the people that end up on these shows were also pursuing acting. Let's not say they're the best actors, but they were in the realm of entertainment, and this could be just a form of entertainment. And I'm entertained. But
yeah, that's pretty much all the drama we can think of. We did cover some All Stars 2, not really drama, just kind of like Brad going on Johnny's podcast to talk about All Stars 2, Katie and Steve having a little bit of a Twitter interaction. But that's pretty much it for this. We will say, if you're wondering why we may be messy with certain things or just like not bringing up certain drama, you can always let us know politely. But we do read all the comments. But I will say the reason why we didn't cover the Tanya situation in our, I think, most recent drama video up until this point, one, I was not aware of it, and it also kind of was not on my mind.
I was aware of it, but it was so long ago, and it just like it didn't feel as relevant to what we were talking about. I can see how it relates, and I do think that we need to go back and cover things like that since we've talked about other stuff. And when we have the time, we will rewatch stuff, get our facts straight so I don't do another Wes Johnny mix up, because I was not 100%, but I was like, my brain decided Johnny dumped soda on Cara Maria, and it was Wes. I was wrong. I know now. Will not make the mistake again.
But to be fair, it's just like there are 37 seasons of the challenge, like with however many episodes in each season. It's easy to get things mixed up, especially when you have recurring cast members on different seasons. It's not like Big Brother where you get a whole new session of cast. You have to keep track of the spider web of relationships, of events on different seasons. So if we do slip up, feel free to correct us again. But
no, definitely you can correct us. But for something like that, we have decided we will go back and talk about that situation when we have the time to sit down, evaluate and look at that, and then bring it to you guys to discuss, because I do think it's important. So we will talk about it, but until more drama pops off, that's all we have for now. But in order for us to know if we're wrong, right, or if you just, want to kiki, you're going to need to like, comment, share, subscribe.